this means only one thing. We need to switch up to the next job on the list. Get the steering in. I want to get the complete ignition of the RS3 in. Because cool future. RS key. Kinda cool. And makes it easier to connect the ignition with the original ECU. So I was comparing what's different and what's not. In my mind, kind of easy. So the steering is the same. So we can even put the old school steering wheel on. That's kind of cool. The length is almost the same. So I think I'm going to cut off that one, weld it onto there. Then we're off to this connection. I want this to go on there. Going to make a tube on here to move this to over there with a tube that we can weld on here and weld on that one that will move to there. Then we're switching to this point. These and these are almost at the same height, so it should be fairly easy to or cut these off or make new one of these, which I will connect on this point at this height. I'm going to make a little mold or connecting plates on where we can fit the steering rack, so we can easily switch that on to the RS steering rack and then probably can fix that in. Okay, so let's start with making a quickie, well, kind of a mold with some cutting and some base plates to get the steering rack all aligned so we can easily switch it all over. But the thing to be accounted with, if we take the complete steering wheel, we need the steering column switches as well to fit on there and work from there. But the other hand, the cool thing maybe we can do is to put some cruise control on it as well. So this starting to me to get kind of like a good idea to fit all the steering column in. You can move it up and down. We've got way more options then. So let's go get a mold this switched out, that we get all the points aligned and we can easily switch them over to the new one. So then, that is one original steering column all mounted up and one Audi RS3 steering column to fit in the mold. God, always something. Shit. Get everything in. Thank you. Little bit more difficult than expected, huh? Of course. Of course. So, okay, I've made this tube that it's a little bit longer. So this is the original Mark II hanging point. Now we're off to this point which we cut this plate for. We're going to bend this plate, put this in place over there, and then I want to make some reinforcements over the whole length so everything will be connected together, that it's really strong. Well, that is one complete mock-up. Front steering of the Mark II, and all the way up the rest is Audi RS3 or Audi Audi A3 mocked up on a jig for the Mark II. So let's first take a test fit before we weld it all off. First little mock up. Sizzle the nizzles, Remy Benny. Some small details that we need to adjust. Okay. So, okay, new reinforcement plates are cutted, they will fit, so I'm going to weld them on after this. Look at what we got here. So we can adjust the steering wheel up and down now, and inwards and outwards. So we can go up and down and up and jump. So cool. The thing now is, we got the original key that's working with the computer. We can adjust the steering wheel forward and backwards, so we can always create some room for the flippers to control the DSD gearbox. So, this is getting somewhere now. Who can say he has this in his Golf? So, now to take it out one more time, get the reinforcement plate back in, and this should be kinda okay-ish. Well, that's one empty jig. So this is what I used to get the steering wheels from one to another. So that means the complete steering rack is now working. I got some really small details to fix, but I will cut some parts when I'm going to cut some other parts with a water jet, so I can do some final adjustment on there, because it needs to go out a couple of times anyways to get the pedals in, I guess. So now we're back off to the brake booster, because now we can really see how it will fit with the steering rack. I got all the adapter plates done in the drawings on the computer, so if there's some adjustments for that, but we can work from that from now. So let's go fit the brake booster and get those final adjustments done. And then we got all that room filled up, so we can work our way forward in the engine bay, like the airbox, cooling lines, front coolers. So let's go and get some more stuff mounted in the engine bay. Okay, that's the steady. Let's see if we can... You see it's moving? I'm turning the steering wheel and it's just hitting it. So we need more room. Crap. Let's figure this out. Well, welcome to the club of building cars with just a bunch of parts. So, turned out there is something wrong, or I think there is something wrong with the V-joints or the ball joints of the steering rack. I'm coming out too low, and the splines on the rack are different from the splines on the joints. So that need to be changed. I'll show you a little bit. I got parts underway, so well, the brake booster and the steering rack should wait. because now I know for sure the brake booster will come more my way, but I need to measure out how much that needs to be. So that's going to be on hold for a bit, and we need to go work on something else. So the splines that I have on there are way bigger than are on there. There is some difference, not sure yet what. Got parts on the way. I think I figured it out. There are two types of steering racks. Even with power steering and non-power steering, there are two types of racks with the splines. So let's see when the parts arrive, if we get that sorted, and then we just need to cut this point off, weld the new point on, and then we should be in the perfect position straight away. So no real complicated stuff, but just some extra work. But I think I can engineer real quickly on how to mount the brake booster in an offset. Okay, so the idea is to make a little bracket or a little extension plate, so we can mount this on first, where the complete tube and everything will be on, and then pull it back out. Crap. So that's all in. We can make rubber gaskets behind it to close it off. And we can eventually even use these holes for extra construction, or we can close them off later on. Now let's see what we can do with the brake booster. Okay, I think we have enough room for steering. Let me see. So I think this can work really well this way. Now the next up question, shifter cables. I think they will just go under. If I look at this, they will go down, so hopefully they will make it this way. So with the steering rack from the inside and to the brake booster, it looks like we've got plenty of room this way. So with this adapter it should be sitting good. Now I really need to have the good steering joints to get the right measurements if this bracket is good. As you've seen, it's not welded on yet, so we can adjust it a little bit longer or shorter. If we can go shorter, we will go shorter. But we need to wait till we got the right steering joints. So that's one step closer. Now, well, probably it's a good idea to see if we can do something with the shifter, because the cables are getting tight as well. And now there's still enough room and we don't have to remove everything before installing everything at the back. So let's slowly work our way forwards then, I guess. Okay, so that should just fit, and I hope the brake booster will go slightly backwards when we got the steering parts. So now need to see how to get it fitted inside. We probably should cut some in the floor, I guess. And I don't have a center console with the car. So another thing that I need to sort out is a center console to align the shifter in a good position. But I think it's not that important. Just make it on the list again that we order one or get one. So we can't move on with that again. I know it will fit, so that's a good thing. So I'm going to hang it on in the center so we won't forget it. Well, check this out. Hope see it visible on the camera, but the shifter, including the cable, when it's attached to the gearbox, is kind of in a good position. So the next stop is mark the center down, get some hole cut it, and make a new base plate so we can mount this. And there's somebody there. Well, this is a true car building day. Lots and lots of work been done, but nothing's been done. All these crazy small steps and things that we need to figure out and need to do to get other days in a better workflow. So it's really, sometimes it's really terrible to make an episode of this. I've got all these ideas and things I want to do, but not moving really much forward. So here's another thing. So my first idea is to cut a hole in the floor, weld a new piece of metal in to get this fitted. But if I look at here, this is a small piece. Maybe we can get this out and can reroute it, that we don't have to cut a big hole, and maybe we can make an adapter plate on the original mounts to fit the shifter in. Let's see. Well, that was not such an easy episode, but we got it done again. Thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe to the channel, and next episode we will make some more progress and work our way forward. Thank you again for watching. Like and subscribe, and see you in the next episode.